Welcome to Alpha's e-learning platform. Here I am, J. Madan Paul, in front of you on Alpha's e-learning platform with a new topic of Senior Intermediate English Telangana Board. Here we discuss the prose lesson given in 4th module in your textbook, unit number 13, titled Polluting the World, a short and sweet essay, an article taken from internet. This essay was given as an article in internet and is adapted here for your studies. Please, a bit of water. Students, unbearable heat. I am coming from the scorching sun. Please switch on the AC, sir. Students, have you ever thought of why this temperature goes very high year after year around us? Unbearable heat. We try to take shelter under the conditioned or under air conditioner. Have you ever thought of this? Yes, students. The water we drink, the air we breathe in, the food we take are all polluted. There are several impurities. Today we carry water bottles wherever we go. The natural water we cannot drink. We cannot be in the nature. See, I have been in the open sun for a while and unbearably I sweat. See, global warming is going higher and higher year after year. Unbearable temperature rising up on the earth. We all take shelter under the air conditioner or in chilled cabins and rooms. Yes, my dear students, we never think of the serious problem which has completely tightened our life and made our life almost impossible on this earth. So, it is time we give a serious thought on this particular topic, polluting the world. The very title tells you the world is polluted. Then you may ask me, sir, I know nothing. I didn't do anything. See, we wash our hands from this crime which we do on this earth. It's a grievous sin we commit on this earth. Do you know, if pollution takes place on this earth, environmental pollution, the main reason, the main cause behind this is human being. Without the intervention of human being, no pollution takes place on this earth. And then you may ask, how? This particular episode tells us how human beings cause the pollution of this environment, pollution of this world. Look at the first point the writer through this internet article tries to tell. Students, there are mainly two reasons for the pollution. Two main reasons for the pollution. The first one is development of technology. Development of technology. The second one is increase of population. Development of technology and increase of population. Then you may ask, how does development of technology cause pollution? Students, it is very clear to you. Technology development. Yes, the air conditioner I have, the refrigerator you have at home. Every development of technology, application of the science causes harm to this environment. And then the second point is increase of population. How does increase of population cause pollution to this earth? These are the main things we discuss in this lesson, students. Life on this earth is endangered. Even now this is endangered, and if we do not try to control the contamination of the environment, I'm sure we will not be able to live on this earth. We may live with much difficulty, we may live and die, but the coming generation, the coming future generation will not be able to live on this earth. You already know, in big rivers, fish disappear. Millions of fish in the big rivers die and disappear. Even then, we do not seriously realize the full extent of the dangers that we human beings confront today, face today. Coming to the next factor, students, pollution takes many forms. The forms of main pollution forms are derelict landscapes. What do you mean by derelict landscapes? Abandoned landscapes. How does it happen? You might have seen in the village places or in the mountain areas, quarrying goes on. And in some of the regions, mining goes on, mining and quarrying, and then those landscapes are abandoned as such. The abandoned landscapes, the destroyed forests, and then the industrial effluent, the effluent flowing from the industries, motor car fumes. Millions and millions of people use motor cars for necessity and sometimes unnecessarily too, and all the fumes that enter into this air which we breathe in. Then farming chemicals that are used in the farming, military poison gases, nuclear tests. Why to say, if I go on list down a number of all these finally lead to the pollution, poisoning our earth. Yes, today the water we drink is poisonous. The food we eat is poisonous. The air we inhale in is poisonous. We, when I say we, you think you and I. You think your relatives, your brothers, your sisters, your family, or maybe if you are that much wide-minded, you may think we, the human beings. Sorry, my dear students. Here, by the pronoun we mean, I mean, not only men, not only women, not only children, but also each and every living creature on this earth. Each and every living creature on this earth. Insects, birds, fish, animals, every living creature comes under this we. We are not aware of that. We selfishly think only about our life. Our life. So here the pronoun we, please mind it children, pronoun we refers to the whole living creatures on this earth. It is true. We have developed much in knowledge. The progress in knowledge that we human beings have achieved is very great. And this naturally leads to the development of science and technology. As knowledge develops, that paves way for science and technology. The science and technology develops. When science and technology is developed, as a side of that, what happens? The environment changes. How does this take place? Let me give an example to you, children. How does development of technology and science lead to alteration, change of the environment? For example, take for example fertilizers, pesticides, insecticides, etc. What do? Farmers do. They use fertilizers. They use insecticides, pesticides, for what? To increase the production, to increase the agricultural output. Then you may ask, why to increase the agricultural output? Unless agricultural output is increased, how can we feed the swelling number of mouths, swelling population on this earth? To feed the swelling population, farmers have to develop, increase, multiply agricultural output. So for that, they use fertilizers, they use insecticides, they use pesticides. As a result, what happens? Let me give the best example, students. Each human being, each one of us who are living in this modern world now, if we test, each and everyone's body has accumulated a few milligrams of DDT in our body. If you have any doubt, you can go and test. In all our body, there is a certain milligram of DDT. You know it already. It is nothing but organochlorine DDT, which is used as an insecticide or pesticide to kill the insects. DDT powder, it's a colorless powder. In all our blood, in all our body, a few milligrams of DDT can be seen. This DDT level that is increasing in this water is telling goodbye to the fish. And as a result, what happened? The fish which has this DDT in body is eaten by certain birds, fish-eating birds. As a result, the fish-eating birds, most of the fish-eating birds, as ornithologists say, are becoming sterile. Students, what is meant by sterile? Sterile means not able to lay eggs or not able to give birth to the next generation. Sterile. Most of the birds have become sterile because of this DDT content in the fish, which is its food. Again, the fertilizers which we use in the farmlands, these fertilizers are washed away by rain into the rivers, into the lakes and rivers. Through the rivers it enters the lakes, then to the reservoirs, then to the sea. And what is the outcome, The heavy intake of these fertilizers leads to wild growth of vegetation in these water bodies. Wild growth of vegetation in these water bodies, you call them weeds. Weeds. Then you may ask, what happens, sir, if weeds grow in the water, in the river? Yes, children, if these weeds grow because of the high wild growth of vegetation, the oxygen content in the water decreases. In other words, if I say, this will in turn deoxygenize the waters. The weeds deoxygenize the waters. As a result, fish or aquatic animals will not be able to get oxygen from the water, and the fish is lost forever. The fish is lost forever. Now, coming to the next point, massive industrialization. This is yet another factor, yet another form of pollution. Massive industrialization, too much of industrialization. The modern world is a hub of industry, This massive industrialization has led to serious pollution, very serious pollution of the environment. Then you may ask how? Millions of tons of smoke, tons of sulfur gases, and all unknown quantities of toxic byproducts from the industries are sent up every day all over the world towards the water, towards the air we breathe in through the chimneys. What is the outcome? Yes, the whole air become a chemical poisoned air. And what is the next thing that is happening? Yes, the worst thing is that the carbon dioxide content in the air increases. Students, most of you might know what happens if carbon dioxide content increases in the atmosphere. The balance is lost. The balance of various gases in the atmosphere is lost, and if carbon dioxide content of the atmosphere rises up, how? From burning oil through maybe our vehicles, motor fumes, and coal, the mined coal. And in this way, in time, what happens, this carbon dioxide, excess carbon dioxide content in the atmosphere will stop, prevent the escape of sun's heat from the earth. Sun's heat which enters the earth cannot escape from the earth. When it does not escape, breaking this carbon dioxide layer, automatically global warming takes place here. Increase of CO2, carbon dioxide, does not allow heat of the sun to escape from the earth. As a result, global warming takes place. Earth's temperature increases. The melting of oceans start. When melting of ice caps begin, the increase of water level, the rise of water table in the oceans take place. These are some of the problems we find. Yet another aspect we see is, today we human beings who are thoughtless make water or the sea a cheap dumping ground. We find it as the cheap dumping ground for all kinds of waste products. What a hell! The sea has a great capacity to break down all kinds of waste, my dear students. To a great extent, sea has the capacity, water has the capacity to break down all kinds of waste. But remember, that capacity of water or sea is limited. Especially in the shallow water, where water is not deep. In the shallow seas, the capacity is very limited. And in this limited capacity of breaking down all the waste, what do? We thoughtless creatures throw industrial effluent. Yes, industrial effluent is straight washed out into the sea. Observe, children, most of the industries in India, especially in India, tend to concentrate on the coastal areas. Why? Because if the industries are concentrated on coastal areas, it is very easy for them to dispose the unwanted effluent. We call it effluent. The unwanted waste can be cheaply dumped into the seawater. See how we cause pollution on this earth. How we cause pollution on this earth. It is not only industrial effluent, students, atomic waste as well as poisonous gases are also dumped into the sea by industrial and military authorities. This point, I think you need a bit of explanation. How does military authority dump atomic waste and poison gases? Students, you might have heard of missiles trial, Agni 1, 2, 3, like this. Missile trials. Every country has the military power. And as a trial, these missiles are tried to know the range from the launching point to the target point, how much range the missile gets. In this trial, always our military authority uses sea or water as the target place in the trial. What happens? As a result, the poisonous gases and the atomic waste are all getting dumped into the sea. In fact, this is yet another way we pollute our water. Thus, to tell in short, what is happening on this earth? Chemical warfare now. Biological warfare. See, COVID, it's a biological warfare. That has happened, which makes human beings sleepless today. Yeah, chemical warfare and biological warfare, these are all like nuclear warfare. Nuclear warfare. For a moment, I call your attention towards the Hiroshima and Nagasaki incident, where nuclear weapons were used, and even today, there are victims. Even today, generations after generations, people suffer the use of nuclear weapons, nuclear bombs. Yes, even chemical and biological warfare are also just like nuclear warfare. One day, it will destroy the entire mankind. Students, today, this COVID is only a warning to the mankind. Unless we do not take care of our environment, the environment will begin retaliating, taking revenge on us. A biological warfare which will destroy this mankind, no doubt. The weapons used, nuclear weapons that are used, we think it will destroy only the enemies. No. It will destroy not only the enemies merely, but the vast civilian population, mankind, will be the sufferers. Not only the victims, the victors are also going to be not only the people, the target, but also those who use them also will undergo suffering. Thus will destroy the entire mankind. We find today a high rise, a steady rise in leukemia, blood cancer, leukemia, and also in bone cancer in the world. Anywhere, maybe among your relatives, maybe among your neighbors, you find these cases of leukemia and bone cancer, etc., increasing. Why? Why, my dear students? These are all because of three factors: the water we take, the air we breathe, the food we eat. All are contaminated. But though all these warnings are given to us, all these are taught to you, we are still foolish. We are still foolish to shut our eyes in front of these dangers. How foolish we are! We are blind and deaf towards these dangers. Dangers that are awaiting the coming generation. The dangers that we are suffering today. But still, we do not come out from this. Yes, it is true that more and more people have become today aware of the dangers of pollution. And there are on national level, international level, and even on regional level, many programs, many campaigns are going on. As an example, we have our respected Prime Minister raised the beautiful campaign Swachh Bharat. Students, awareness is increasing. But this is not sufficient. Let us all become aware of the dangers we are in. Rivers are being gradually restored to health. Every step is taken on by international organizations. trying to keep the sea clean. Industries are being asked to pay large sums to meet the cost of disposing the waste, particularly the effluent, the industrial effluent. Campaigns are going on all around the world against deforestation, against cutting down trees. Campaigns going on like Haridaharam, planting trees, need of planting trees. Public opinion is gathered gradually. All are aroused to concern, to become aware of. Every year, some type of campaign is raised by the governments concerned. All these we do just to become aware of, just to become concerned about our environment. If you and I, every individual, become aware of this kind of problem, this environment, we will be able to save our environment. The only way is to stop polluting the world. You and I. It's not by any other animals here, any other creatures here polluting this earth. Today you see a high campaign is going on against plastic bags. See, it is an indestructible waste. Am I right? Yes. Today campaign is going on against that, and we are trying to save ourselves. As the diseases like leukemia, bone cancer, and in general cancers increase in our society, people are gradually becoming aware, but we are still slow to wake up. We have to come ahead and try to control the pollution every way possible. Our nation has come up with the beautiful campaign of Swachh Bharat. Students, if not, what is going to happen? No doubt, if we still become deaf and dumb towards all these dangers surrounding us, if we foolishly shut our eyes towards these dangers, the future generation, I mean your coming generation, will have to carry an oxygen bag on the back with an oxygen pipe connected, because the natural air will not have oxygen. If at all you breathe in the natural air oxygen, you may fall unconscious and die. Today we have already started the practice of carrying water bottles. In the near future, within 1 or 2 decades, all of us have to carry on our back oxygen bags. Filling stations may start. The air, the natural air surrounding us may become hazardous to our health. Just think of, dear my young students, how to save our earth from this pollution, how to save ourselves, how to save humankind should be the thought we have at this time. This is the message conveyed by this short but sweet essay titled Polluting the World. Students, I tell you, living on this earth, living in this serene pure atmosphere will remain to be a dream to the coming generation. If that should not happen, let us raise our hands, let us stretch our hands, let us join our hands in the process of controlling pollution that can make our environment once again serene and pure, and hand this beautiful environment to the coming future generation. Here I conclude this beautiful essay taken from internet. Thank you very much.